As training camp continues for the Pittsburgh Steelers, let's talk about another offensive position, and that is running backs, specifically running back number 2.
Obviously, we do not have a second running back behind Najee. We haven't had a second running back in quite some time, as a matter of fact. If I had to give you a good name as who was our last running back 2, I would probably go all the way back to D'Angelo Williams. You could say James Conner, but as we know, Tomlin and Steelers recently don't use running back 2s. They don't split carries with their RB1s normally. We saw that last year with Najee Harris, and this backfield is looking very similar to last year because we still have Najee as the heart and soul of this offense, as we like to say.
Literally.
We still have Benny Snell, Anthony McFarlane. We have some new guys in there, but the backfield's very similar. We're hoping someone can step up to the plate and take the running back 2 spot, whether that is some recognizable names from last year's roster, or could we see new guys take that chance and take that spot? I hope so. Let's talk about Benny Snell and Anthony McFarlane a little bit because they're still on the roster. Those were the 2 guys behind Najee last year. Benny Snell looked real good coming out of Kentucky years ago. A lot of us were real high on him, me specifically.
Yes.
I will admit. However, unfortunately, he hasn't lived up to potential, and I'm almost at the point of just giving up on that hope. He had a few good sparked games, a few good sparked moments, did Benny Snell football, but I think Benny Snell football's time is running out. Anthony McFarland, a good speedster. He's more of a one-dimensional type guy, or to put it in better terms, I guess a gadget player because of his speed. But other than that, I don't see where he fits, and I don't know if the Steelers are eyeing him as a running back too, because even last year, he was a healthy and active.
Yeah.
And although he has prior connections to Matt Canada from their Maryland days, he still didn't get involved as much as many of us anticipated. That could change this year, but as far as what we've seen, I'm just not putting my hopes out there.
No, the running back 2 position right now for the Steelers, at least for the guys that we have already behind Najee, it doesn't look too bright.
Right. Now, we will obviously hope they step their game up in their last couple years here with the team, but as of now, it's not looking that grand. That's why we're leaning on the new guys. Let's talk about the one they just brought in, Jeremy McNichols.
Most recently, for the Tennessee Titans, he was the backup to Derrick Henry, and when Henry went down, he split reps with the other Tennessee running back. I can't really remember his name, but they split reps, and they were pretty productive still in the running game, Tennessee was.
They were, and one great aspect of him, which I still say is a must for a running back 2, is receiving ability, and that is his best trait. He is one of those third down guys, those short yardage guys that is reliable when you need to move the chains, or someone you need to check down, or someone that is reliable in the receiving game at that aspect, and that's his best ability, and that alone gives him a great chance of being a running back 2. So if you're looking at immediate favorites, I would say McNichols is one of those guys.
Of course, a guy with NFL experience, starting experience, a guy that can catch out the backfield,
Yep.
that can be a capable third down back that can fight for yardage.
And I know he's a new face, and most new faces are probably like practice squad bodies or training camp bodies at that. However, I look at a guy like Ray McLeod, who came in for the team, and 2 weeks in, he won the punt return battle.
Yeah, he immediately took that job. So
I don't view McNichols as one of those training camp bodies. I view him as someone that could come in and swoop the job under the competition.
And it's very well possible.
However, I also don't want to turn a blind eye to the undrafted free agent rookies that they picked up. 2 of them, as a matter of fact. One of them is Mataeo Durant, running back out of Duke, who last year actually set the single-season record for most rushing yards by a Duke rusher, and even showed ability in the receiving game.
Yes, he did.
And also has very good speed at the same time, and has shown some decent flashes in training camp, I've heard, as well as a Jaylen Warren, who in his only season, his lone season at Oklahoma State, did very well for them as well. Also showed sparks in the receiving game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to count those guys out at all. And I would hope one of those could be a dark horse candidate for the 53.
Exactly. One of those guys could very well come in, shock everybody, perform great in not only training camp but preseason, since it's coming up real soon, and could very well earn their shot and their spot on the 53-man roster, as it has been done a couple of times past couple of years for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right. And one last thing I do want to note before we close out this video is they did bring in one notable guy for a workout, and that was Jordan Howard, who had an incredible start to his NFL career. Unfortunately, it is treaded down a usual running back way. However, as a number 2, he's still shown capabilities of being productive, being reliable, and as of this recording, he's not a Steeler. He could be, but that goes to show you they're still looking for someone that could fill in that running back 2 spot, and that could be a Jordan Howard, that could be a Jeremy McNichols, that could be anyone on this current roster for training camp. That could be someone they could add after the initial cuts. I don't know, but they're clearly still looking.
Which is great to see, because when it comes to Najee Harris, you definitely want to have someone behind him that could be a third down guy that could fill in for Najee if he's got to take a breather or in worst case scenario, he ever gets hurt.
Right.
To which this is why running back 2 is a very important position. If Najee goes down, you kiss out offense. Goodbye.
Absolutely, and I am not comfortable giving Najee the ball 400 times a year. It's bad enough he got a lot of that last year, which I understand why. He's a first-round running back. But at the same time, he is a first-round running back at 24, 25 years old now.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to, as Tomlin would put it, run this guy into the ground until the wheels fall off. I'm not doing that with a first-round.
That's what Tomlin's always done to his running backs.
That's the problem.
That is the problem.
And in a way, I'm still expecting the same, which is not a good thing.
Now, I do want to say, I don't expect Najee's snaps to be limited. I do expect him to give Najee the ball a lot. The only thing I ask is that they have a very dependable run back 2, like if McNichols shows up or undrafted rookie shows up, or if they bring in Jordan Howard, to who I think would be a perfect run back 2 behind Najee Harris. And for him to be a third down guy and get, a first down quick or catch out the backfield quick, or a guy that can be capable to get into the end zone if you don't want to force Najee into there.
Right, exactly.
Although Najee's very capable of doing such things, it would be great to limit Najee because you don't want your running back to get hurt, your star running back to get hurt.
And although I do trust Najee's conditioning and his body flexibility and his health, I do trust that completely. I just don't want to push the guy beyond his limits, where we're looking at a first-round running back and, he's one contract and done. That's not the long-term investment I want.
No.
But at the same time, with this team and with this offense, I do hope that it's not truly one-dimensional. So if they don't split carries, which I'm not expecting, but I do want a reliable running back too, I hope this offense isn't so one-dimensional like it has been in prior years, so that if we do just run with Najee most of the time, which I'm still anticipating, at least that takes the load off of him mostly.
Of course.
So if there's any other names you guys want to put out, or if there's someone on the roster you're hoping steps up to the plate, definitely put that in the comments. Otherwise, see you guys in the next one, man.
And like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!